Hello and welcome back to the Tribute Liveries League Season 2, Round 1, Race 2 from St. Croix B Circuit. It is a reverse grid of the finishing results from the first race. And you can see buzzing the switch back to the Anderson Tim Parrott livery. We're on board with, that's Ash Vinny getting a false start. Now that is going to cost him 5 or 6 seconds before he can get away. As it is, Martin Marks leads them away then in the Dave Buttigieg Memorex livery into turn 1. He's being pursued by Callan, who's gone very, very wide there and onto the grass yet again. He's doing a lot of lawn mowing lately, that young lad.
Yeah, I'm sure that Tim Baker won't be very pleased with him constantly putting it up over the grass. He'll be having a word and probably a clip round the ear hole for Callan.
That's enough, Stewie. Buzzing then is ahead of Callan. He's moved up the grid pretty well. Let's hope he doesn't have any more ABS disappointments for this race. Now he's swapped to the Tim Parrott livery. Onto the bridge section then, Martin Marks leads them onto the difficult camber right-hander, careful not to get too close to the barrier. Martin was very slow off that corner and Chris Armstrong's got a really good run on him here. He might pull out. Yeah, he's going to pull out and see if he can send it up the inside. Don't forget, we are supported by Send It Carton. Ooh, there's a bit of a coming together there between the two of them. Martin striking the barrel, and that looked like Kevin Butler going round in the road. Not quite sure what happened. Yes, it was a bit of a coming together between him and Kirith then. Don't forget, we are supported by Send It, the all-new karting news magazine that is online. Please check that out if you can on Facebook.
And don't forget, we're also supported by bg4x4.co.uk, the independent specialist based in Russellby, Herefordshire. Do I get my 20 quid for mentioning that now, Paul?
No, you don't. Oh, and Chris Armstrong's outbraked himself and gone, man, he's taken Martin Marks with him. He's into the sandpit. Is he going to get out of that one? Yeah, as we see Martin Marks in the background trying to get it ship-shape. He's got a lot of gravel and dirt on those tyres and he's into the barrier. That is going to cost him a lot of time. And Supercar champion Martin Marks is at the back. He's not going to be happy about that. Meanwhile, up front, it is Dasman. He just strikes the wall there. That might allow Buzzin to come past. And also you can see Callan is trying to get up the inside of Buzzin as well. Meanwhile, Ash Vinny is being pressured by Mauro in the Zip Hermatite GP livery then. Ash goes round the outside. Ooh, that switchback there nearly cost him dearly, but he just managed to pull it back to the inside of Mauro, and hopefully he's going to be able to outbrake him on the outside of this one. Doesn't look like it though, and I think Mauro's got the better of him. Indeed, Mauro takes the place back from him.
And don't forget that we're on board with Ash Vinny at the moment, chasing Mauro. But don't forget, this is a 10-lap race. They've got 9 laps to go on. They must change tyres. They can change tyres whenever they want, but they must change tyres. And failure to do so will get them a 10-second penalty from clerk of the course, Paul Elmore.
Indeed, Shuey. So it is Buzzin ahead of Callan. Callan in the Zip US Tim Baker livery then. Buzzin, then Callan, then it's Dasman. These three starting to pull away from the others behind as they head down the back straight then, flat out into the right-hander. Avoid the barrier on the way out, and then Buzzin and Dasman were very, very tight through that one. I think Dasman's going to be able to pick up the toe from Buzzin down here to get him ahead of Callan. Indeed, he's doing so, and he's making sure he's got that inside line. Almost mowing the grass there, doing a bit of a Callan. Ash Vinny, meanwhile, has got past Mauro as they head down into the tight right-hander. But you can also see in the Paul Elmore livery there that Kirith has also made the move on Mauro.
Indeed, Kirith's coming through like a bullet there from nowhere. I'm not quite sure where he came from, but Mauro's managed to pull the position back yet again. So they're chopping and changing positions. This is quite a race so far.
Don't forget there is that mandatory pit stop. Failure to change tyres will be a 10-second penalty then. So they're in two groups of three at the moment. There's Alex Wilmot just going through in 7th, and then it is Kevin Butler in the Roger Goff livery, and then that's Chris Armstrong in the Zip Ganj. And at the back of the field at the moment is Martin Marks, desperate to try and get back in touch with the others ahead. Buzzing then, heads up the hill. He's got Dazman tucked in behind him, getting the slipstream, and then Callan jostling for position on the outside of Dazman as they break into the left-hander. Dazman can't find a way through there at the moment, but he's almost stuck to Buzzing's bumper. And as quite usual, where Daz and Buzzin are giving each other room and having a bit of a jostle, the others are starting to catch up, and it's turning into a fight for the first 6 positions here. And I think any one of those 6 drivers is capable of winning this race without a doubt. And just in the background there, you might have seen the black livery. There it is. That's Alex Wilmot, and I think he's looking to try and get in touch with this lot if they're going to continue to squabble and slightly slow the pace down. Buzzing, followed by Dazman, followed by Callan, followed by Ash Finney in the Richard Stimpson livery. And of course none of them have pitted thus far as I know. Buzzing then heads down the back straight, chased by Dazman, who's looking to get the draft. There's Kirith. He's dropped back a little bit from Marrow, but I would say that they'll probably just about get a good draft in that Paul Elmore livery as they head down into the tight, slow right-hander. Take that one at about 80 miles an hour. And I would say from personal experience that probably right now would be a good time to go for a pit stop if you're kind of 3rd, 4th place, because everybody's fighting for position there, and it's a good time to go in, get some fresh tyres, find some clear air, and put in a fast lap. You might be right there, Shuey. We'll certainly know in the next 5 or 10 seconds who is going to the pit then. Callan still, Buzzing feigns going to the pit, and Callan goes in. Callan then, will he change tyres, or is he going to get a penalty? No, they're getting the tyres off. They're very quick, the boys here, and he's away. Great pit stop as Callan rejoins then onto the circuit. Oh, and now that was a bit naughty. He pulled straight into the line of Kevin Butler in the Roger Goff livery. Now that might get him a warning, because although they've got flag rules on and he was ghosting, that is not an intelligent manoeuvre to have made. If he'd unghosted, then there would have been a coming together. And indeed, part of the course, Paul Elmore has issued Callan with a warning. Yeah, to say it wasn't an intelligent move, I think it's a bit... Oh! And there you can see that Dazman just came together with, I think, Murder or Kirith, and he's dropped back. No, he's still there. There was definitely a coming together. We slightly missed it, but that manoeuvre by Callan out of the pits, I wouldn't have said it was not an intelligent move. I would have said that it was bloody stupid. All right, calm down, Stewie. We do apologise about the slight loss of picture just now, the interruption. That's just our satellite link here in Cheltenham in Gloucestershire. It's probably powered by hamsters. On to the back straight then. They've kind of sorted themselves out into a group of 2 again. Buzzin is under pressure from Dazman. There's Kirith. He's chasing Ash Vinny. They're all kind of getting the toe off each other at the moment into the 80 mile an hour right-hander then. Everybody safely round, but Ash Vinny has really made a move and looking to get round the outside or the inside of Dazman here. He's right on him, but equally Dazman is right on the back of Buzzin. This is all to play for here, and really anybody's race, but who is going to make the move and go for the pit stop? We've already seen Callan go, and he's putting in some pretty quick laps, I can tell you. Buzzin then, is he going to go for the pits this time? No, he stays out. Dazman goes in, and so does Ash Vinny then. In the pits with Ash Vinny in that beautiful Richard Stimpson Dave Buttigieg livery, and he's away, he's got his tyres. Dazman gets out just ahead of him. There's Callan. They're going to get ahead of Callan here, but no, they don't. But as you can see, they stay right out of his way, and that's what Callan should have done when he came out of the pits.
Indeed, he should. And if it was me, I'd be having a word with his mother about that.
His mother? He's 18 years old. Put a sock in it, Stewie, will you? Okay then, Ash Vinny has been to the pits. Callan just going a little bit wide there. These three have all been to the pits. Are they going to try and do each other a bit of a favour? And no! Ash Vinny just touches the grass with the back wheel, and he is gone. In the road then, just recovering. He's very slow. Oh, and he gets hit by Chris Armstrong from behind. I don't know what Ash was thinking about there. It just looked as though he had no control over the vehicle whatsoever. It wasn't responding. Whether it had stalled or whether he had a controller issue, I do not know. But nevertheless, that has cost him a bundle of time.
Indeed, and that's a great shame, because I was looking forward to a good scrap from him with the others up at the front. But meanwhile, Buzzin is giving a tow to Kirith, and Kirith in turn is giving a tow to Mauro just behind. And I'm just wondering whether they're kind of team working here, not to fight, but to try and put in as quick a lap as they can before they come in for tyres. I'm pretty sure that's what they're up to, and they'll be coming in for tyres this time around.
Would you want to take a bet on that, Stewie?
Well, maybe.
Okay, I'll have a tenner on it.
No. What about 20 pence?
It's really not worth my while. Meanwhile, out on track then, Kirith is still behind Buzzin, and Mauro is tucked in behind him now. Have they played a great game here? Are we going to see them going to the pits? And Buzzin is signalling that he's going to the pits, so this could be it. But in fact, it's just a little dummy, because it means Kirith stayed out to the left, doesn't get in the slipstream of Buzzin, so he's gained himself maybe a car length here by that cheeky little manoeuvre. But maybe Stewie is right. They are going to do a little bit of team towing here and not fight and go into the pits all at the same time, because their lap times are pretty good. It's about 6 or 7 seconds, the gap to the guys just behind, and they need, I think, 7.4 in order to get out ahead of them.
I'll tell you what, I'll make it 50 pence.
No, Stewie, you really are wasting your time.
Okay then, well, you can see Mauro has just lost touch a little bit with these two. You can see they're not that far in front of the guys who have been to the pits. That's Dasman in the Martin Hines livery, and Callan in the Tim Baker Zipcart US. There's Alex Wilmot just staying a healthy distance. He can just about see the two guys in front of him there.
I think this could be a clever little game that the front three are playing tow along. There's Chris Armstrong, followed by Kevin Butler in the Roger Goff livery, and then there, sadly, is Ash Vinny desperately trying to make up ground. And at the back, that is still Martin Marks in the Memorex livery then, just exiting the bridge section. But we're going to go back to the front, hopefully. Yeah, we are. They couldn't make their mind up which camera angle they were going for. You can see these three are not fighting at the moment, and I'm pretty sure that they may have had a little bit of inter-radio communication here and said, look, let's put in a good lap. You'll get the tow off me. Mauro will get the tow off Kirith. Let's all go in the pit at the same time and see if we can't jump the lads behind us. The gap is 7.1 seconds, so it's going to be touch and go as to whether these can get out in front of Dasman and Callan, and they're all going to the pit then. So this is it. Buzzing in for tyres. It's going to be a little bit slow there. Need to have woken up, I think. Buzzing exits the pit section. You can see Dasman coming through. Is Buzzing going to get ahead of him? No, Dasman goes through. Buzzing slots in between Dasman and Callan. Then Kirith slots in behind him, and Mauro just bringing up the rear. But that was so close. So I think their strategy kind of paid off there. They haven't lost any places. The only person who's lost a place really is Buzzing from out the front.
I don't think he's going to be too disappointed, although there's quite a train of cars behind Buzzin now as they try and get back in touch with Dadsman, who just had the overrun speed on them as they exited the pits. But don't forget, there's still 5 laps to go in this race, so I still think any one of the front 5 could win this one.
Well, that remains to be seen, because Dadsman has got a pretty good lead over Buzzin. I would say it's 5 or 6 car lengths as it stands at the moment. It's Dadsman then exiting the bridge, then Buzzin, then Callan, then I believe it's Kirith, then Marrow as they head down towards the back straight. Dadsman flat out through there, Callan flat out through there. He's got Kirith tucked just up behind him. He's going to get a really good tow. Marrow's just dropped back ever so slightly from these 4 now.
And I have to say that just once again, these liveries all paying tribute to karting legends. That I think they're absolutely fantastic. They look beautiful in the French sunlight here as we go on board with Callan, who's currently in 3rd, chasing Buzzin. You can see that Kirith is buzzing all over the rear of Callan in turn in the side mirror there.
Just on these liveries, Stewie, some of them have taken many hours to reproduce and pay tribute to the karting legends. It is near the end of another lap. It's going to be 4 laps remaining as they complete this lap then. Dadsman over the line. He's followed by Buzzin. They seem to have made up a little bit of ground on Dadsman. Buzzin 2nd, Callan 3rd, Kirith 4th, Marrow just slightly out of touch, and then just in the background there was Alex Wilmot. Oh, and Dadsman's gone on the grass and gone wide. Now that's going to lose him a little bit of speed as they go up this pitch. Is it close enough for Buzzin? Is he going to be able to make a move? No, Dadsman didn't really lose that much speed at all, and in fact I'd say he's even pulled out a little bit of a gap, so I'm not quite sure he managed that one. Dadsman then heading down towards the very fast right-hander. Then it's a quick dab on the brakes for the left-hander, and then hard on the brakes for the right-hander onto the bridge. Dadsman in the Martin Hines, I think 2002 livery. Buzzin goes through, Callan goes through, Kirith goes through, Marrow just getting a little bit out of shape as he entered the bridge section. And you may be wondering why some of these cars are striking the barrier and nothing's really happening. They do have visible damage on, but for next season, for season 3, they will be running damage, they will be running fuel, and they will be running tyre wear and tyre stops. But for the first 2 seasons, especially some of the novices to e-sporting, they've made it simple. Everybody's got the same tune on these BMWs. So there's been mostly worked out by Dadsman with a little bit of assistance from Buzzin as well. So they've all got basically the same tune. It's up to them if they want to change it. But I can't tell you on good authority that Buzzin's setup is exactly the same as he has given to all the other racers. The only thing that they ever change is a little bit of rear wing for the slightly tighter circuits, but you'll know people like Ash Vinny will be running an incredibly small amount of wing, as does Callan. There's Alex Wilmot just going through. I think he's still in 6th position in the Gartmore then as they complete another lap. Dadsman just strikes the wall there now. I think Buzzin definitely will get a run on him here. Indeed he does go by him, just pulls in front, probably giving him a neighbourly tow there. 3 laps remaining as they head into turn 1. Callan tries to get up the inside. Ooh, that was very nearly off circuit. He's used all of the road that he possibly could there on the inside, Callan, and that's got him ahead of Dadsman as well as they head into turn 3. Ooh, Callan's trying to get up the inside there. Buzzin is certainly not having any of that as Dadsman goes around the outside and takes Callan. That is a great move. Bit of a trademark move by Dadsman, that one, as they head onto the bridge, into the tight right-hander, into the left-hander, and then onto the bridge section then. Buzzin doesn't seem to have any braking issues this time around. Buzzin through, Callan through. Then it's Kirith. We're on board with Kirith, and he is really getting the draft off Callan as they head across the bridge now. I don't think Dadsman's going to be too bothered about losing that lead at this moment in time, because he's
Oh, there's a little shove from Callan on the back of Dazman there, and that indeed slowed Callan down. Kyrros has managed to take him round the outside. As I was going to say, that Dazman is going to get a really good tow out of buzzing down this back straight, so there's plenty of opportunity to retake that first position.
And of course there are still 3 laps to go here. Well, 2 laps in the end of this one. Dazman is getting a good tow out of buzzing down here, but he's just protecting his line from Kyrros behind as they're two abreast, and then Mauro. Dazman just, he nearly bit the dust there. That's a really good save by him, but that's allowed Callan to move up the inside of him, so Callan goes through to second place, but Dazman might be able to hold it on the right hander here. Oh, look at them, they're almost stuck together, 3 abreast there, almost 4 abreast if Mauro joins in that little party as they head into the last turn then, and Dazman's trying to go up the inside of Kyrros, but Kyrros I think is through. Indeed he is. So it's buzzing, then it is Kyrros, then it is Dazman, then it is Callan, then it is Mauro, and look how close they are together. 2 laps to go now. Any one of these guys could win this from here.
Absolutely, but the most important thing is it's very close racing, but it's some of the cleanest esport racing I've seen for quite some time, and that's a credit to those drivers that are on track and fighting for those positions. Buzzing seems to have eked out a little bit of a lead there, and again, that was Mauro just catching the dirt there, and Callan's through for 4th place. Dazman overtakes Kyrros on the outside once again. That's a great move.
Yeah, great move by Dazman. You can see he's still under pressure from Kyrros as Callan tries to go up the inside of Kyrros, and Kyrros using all of the road, Callan using all of the road. They're really fighting tooth and nail. They all want to win this race by the looks of the determination from this driving, but as Stewie said, it is really clean, respectful racing. Again, a lot of room given by Mauro. There's a little, I was just about to say clean and respectful, and then Callan goes and shoves Mauro in the side. Bit of impetuous youth there perhaps. Buzzing has pulled away from these 4. Callan is just behind Mauro then. We're on board with Kyrros. He's looking to get the drag for second place down the back straight, and I think he's up the inside of Dazman here. Is Dazman going to try and hold that line on the outside? Maybe he's going to try the switchback. Kyrros goes short, Dazman goes long. Can he get the switchback? No. Kyrros got a great line to there. Mauro is even trying to go around the outside of Dazman, and Callan is right on the back of Mauro again. This is so close between these 4. It's really exciting stuff as they head down towards the final turn then. It is buzzing out in front, then it's Kyrros, then it's Dazman. He's looking to get a good line out of this bend and try and go up the inside of Callan. Didn't get to see that. He's tight on the back of Kyrros then. Buzzing goes through. This is the final lap. Dazman's up the inside of Kyrros. He's trying to take second place once again, and Callan is trying to get up the inside of Mauro. I mean, you can hardly keep up with the commentary here. Dazman goes up the inside. Mauro goes to the grass. I think that might have been a mistake by Callan. He really needs to wait up if he did push him wide. Otherwise, he's going to end up with a penalty from Mr. Elmore.
Yeah, the clock at the course, I think, is going to look at that because again, a little bit impetuous to push Mauro wide, and you can see he's not handed the position back, and I think that may be taken away from him at the end of the race if Paul Elmer takes a look at that.
I have to agree with that one, Stewie. It did look as if he pushed Mauro wide and off circuit. Meanwhile, Kyrros is lining up Dazman, who's got ahead of him once more, but Kyrros has got the inside line for this break, for this bend. Now is Kyrros going to be the last of the late breakers and go up the inside? It does go up the inside. I have to say, Dazman gave him a lot of room there, so very respectful racing, but Dazman's managed to get a really good drive off that turn, and he heads off in front of Kyrros. Oh, and Kyrros has struck the barrier, and that means he's not going to get within distance of a tow, so I think that is going to seal at least second place for Dazman, unless Buzzin makes a mistake up ahead, and Maro's getting up the inside of Callan now. Is he going to make this stick? No. Callan just squeezed him out a little bit, but I don't think it's going to matter, because I think the steward's going to look at that manoeuvre that Callan pulled earlier on, pushing Maro wide. Alex Wilmot just in the background there. He's done really well to try and catch this pack. He is in 6th, but at the front, in the Kodak livery, the Tim Parrott livery, it's going to be, unless he makes the same mistake that he did on the last turn in the first race, it's going to be Buzzin who's going to take the 10-lap race at Quabi in the Tim Parrott livery there. Buzzin takes the win. In 2nd place, it's going to be Dazman. 3rd place in the Paul Elmore livery, it's going to be Kirith. Then it's Callan, then it's Maro, but those positions I think will be swapped. Then it's Alex Wilmot, then it's Ash Vinny, and then it's going to be Kev Butler.
And then just behind him, it's going to be Chris Armstrong in the Zip Gans livery, and then, unfortunately, in last place, it's going to be our Supercar champion Martin Marks in 10th place.
So, how does that affect the table then? Buzzin is out in front on 50 points in the Tim Parrott livery. Then it's Alex Wilmot on 49, Ash Vinny on 48, Dazman 44, Kirith on 42, Maro on 32. Callan did in fact get a penalty in 10th place there, and 11th, 12th, 13th and 14th unable to make this round, but we're hoping that they will join us for round 2, which again is in France from Alsace. Join us again.